Hello student, myself Nimesh Prabhakar. Welcome to Antenna and Propagation lecture series. In my previous lecture, I discussed about the helical antenna. In that lecture, we study about the geometry of the helix, that means helical antenna, how we can construct the helical antenna, and the example of the helical antenna. Now, in this lecture, we start new chapter, chapter number 7. And in this lecture, we will first study about the dipole with the parasitic element. In this, we discuss about the what is the parasitic element. Then we discuss about the relation between the voltage and current in the parasitic element. And last, we discuss about the observation of the parasitic element. So now we start with the first, the dipole with the parasitic element. So now first one question come in our mind, what is parasitic element? So the answer is the element in which current is induced due to the field in other element is called parasitic element. One or the more parasitic element couple magnetically with the rival element from an array of the parasitic element. The effect on the directional pattern depends on the spacing between the antenna element and turning of the parasitic element. So the parasitic element, that is the element in which the current is induced due to the field in the other elements, is called the parasitic element. We have seen in the Yagi-Uda antenna, we give the current in the driver element, but it also due to that current, it also the current is induced in the parasitic element, that means in the director. So the Yagi-Uda antenna is the best example for the parasitic element. Now we discuss about the relation between the voltage and current in the parasitic element. Now we consider an array in the free space consists only two elements, such as 1 lambda by 2 driven element and one parasitic element as shown in this figure. So here this is the dipole we have considered, and this is another element, and the distance between these two elements is the d, and this is a dival element, that means our dipole is a lambda by 2 dipole. Let both the elements be vertical and parallel to each other, such that the assumed angle phi is as shown in the figure. So here we have considered this is the assumed angle between these two elements. Now here we consider the I1 is the current in the driven element, and this I2 we have considered the current in the parasitic element. The relation between the voltage and current we can write V1 is equals to Z11 I1 plus Z12 into I2. Same as we can also write the second one equation, the parasitic element, that is no currents, no voltage, so we write here the 0, and the equation for this is the Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2, and here this Z11 and Z22 is indicate the self impedance, and Z21 and Z12 is indicate the mutual impedance. Now the impedance Z12 and Z21 in the mutual impedance such that the Z12 is equals to Z21 is equals to Zm, we can write. So we can write that Zm is equals to, that means the mutual impedance is equals to Rm plus Jxm. Zm is equals to R12 plus Jx12, and we can also write in the form of the magnitude and theta like this, the magnitude of Z12 angle theta m. where the magnitude Z12 is represent the under root of R12 square plus X12 square. And the angle theta m we can write as a tan inverse X12 upon R12. Let the Z22 is equals to R22 plus JX22. And we can also write in the angle and magnitude form the Z22 angle theta 2, where this Z22 is indicate under root of R22 square plus X22 square. And this theta m is indicate the angle, and we can find by using this equation like tan inverse X22 upon R22. Now from the equation number 2, the current in element number 2 is given by, we can write by using the equation number 2, I2 is equals to minus Z21 upon Z22 into I1. So we can also write this equation because we know that the Z21 is equals to Z12, and so we can write that minus Z12 upon Z22 into I1. So this is the current in the second element I2. Now we substituting the value of Z12 and Z22 in equation number 3. So we can write the I2 is equals to minus Z12 angle theta m upon Z22, that means magnitude Z22 into angle theta 2 into I1. So we can simplify this equation as, we can write this equation as I2 is equals to minus I1. The magnitude we know that the division Z12 upon Z22, and angle we can write this as a theta m minus theta 2. Now we eliminating the minus sign, we can write the I2 is equals to I1 in bracket Z12 upon Z22 into eta. Now here this eta is indicate pi plus theta m minus theta 2. From the equation number 1 and equation number 2, the driving point impedance is given by Z1 is equals to V1 upon I1. We have this equation. And now we place the value of this Z1 and I1. So we can get the Z1 is equals to Z11 minus Z12 square upon Z22. So we can write that Z1 is equals to Z11 minus Z12 square angle 2 theta m upon Z22 angle theta 2. Now the real part of the driving point impedance can be written as, we can write the real part R1 is equals to R11 minus R12 square upon, Z12 square upon Z22 cos 2 theta m minus theta 2. Let the R1 loss be the effective loss resistance. Then equation number 5 modify as R1 equals to R11 plus R1 loss minus Z12 square upon Z22 cos 2 theta m minus theta 2. If the Pin be the input power, then we can express in terms of the input current as Pin is equals to I1 square into R1. We know that the relation between the power and current, like P is equals to I square R. So we can write the Pin is equals to I1 square into R1. And from this equation we can write the I1 is equals to under root of Pin upon R1. Now we substituting the value of R1 in the equation number 7. So now we give this equation I1 as the equation number 7. So we can write the I1 is equals to under root of Pin, and now we have put the value of the R1. So we can write the R11 plus R1 loss minus Z12 square upon Z22 cos 2 theta m minus theta 2. Now in general, the electric field intensity at a large distance away from an array is a function of assumed angle phi. Hence, we can write the far field electric intensity as E phi is equals to K I1 plus I2 dr cos phi, where this dr is nothing but beta into d, and we know that the value of the beta is the 2 pi by lambda. Now we are substituting the value of I2 from equation number 4 in this equation. So we can write the E phi is equals to K I1 plus I1 Z12 upon Z22 angle eta dr cos phi. So now we simplify this equation. So we get the E phi is equals to K I1 1 plus Z12 upon Z22 eta plus dr cos phi. Now we are putting the value of the I1 from the equation number 7. So we can write the E phi is equals to K under root P in upon R1 plus RL minus Z12 square upon Z22 cos 2 theta m minus theta 2 into 1 plus Z12 upon Z22 eta plus dr cos theta. So simply we have put the value of the I1 in this equation from the equation number 7. Now assume that the parasitic element is not present. Now we consider this condition. The parasitic element is not present and the same input power P in is applied to the lambda by 2 dipole driven element. Then the electric field intensity, we can write that E HW phi is equals to K into I0, and the I0 we know that is the nothing but the under root of the P in upon R0 plus R0 loss, where this the R0 is indicate the self resistance of the lambda by 2 dipole. R0 loss is indicate the loss resistance of the lambda by 2 dipole. The gain in the field intensity as a function of phi can be obtained by taking the ratio of equation number 10 and equation number 11. So we can write the gain is equals to under root of R1 1 plus R1 loss upon 1 R1 loss minus Z12 upon Z22 cos 2 theta m minus theta 2 into 1 plus Z12 upon Z22 eta plus dr cos phi. So this is the equation for the gain, where this R0 is nothing but the R11 and R0 loss is the R1 loss we have assumed in this equation. Now dipole with parasitic element. Now we have some observation here. So this is the Yagi-Uda antenna, and here this is the dipole, second one, and this is the parasitic element director. So when the lambda by 2 parasitic element is larger than its resonant length, it is inductive in nature. Then the such parasitic element act as a reflector. So the last one, this element in this figure is the reflector. It is the greater than, that means the dimension of that element is greater than the driven element. So that's why it behave like the inductive element. So it is a reflector. When the lambda by 2 parasitic element is shorter than its resonant length, it is a capacitive in nature. Then such parasitic element act as a director. So this is the director. So in this lecture we have discussed about the dipole with parasitic element, and in that we have studied about what is the parasitic element. Then we discussed about the relation between the voltage and current, and last we discussed about some observation of the parasitic element. Thank you.